Kihika, please.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I also rise to support and congratulate Senator Cherarke for this very important statement that he has brought to the House. As a senator of Nakuru, we are also big in farming. That is one of the major things that we do down there, in case there are some here who have not visited or are not very familiar with that county. And when we hear such things as a directive that the government will not be buying maize from farmers, but instead will be importing 4 million bags of maize, it's actually shocking. And what I would also like to bring out as the committee goes ahead to do the good job of getting to the bottom of this is really, I would want to know why and what would inform such a crazy decision, if I may call it that. One, we are a country whose, one of the big 4 agendas, if that still exists, is food security. And when we have farmers who have, all they do all year long is cultivate their farms and grow this maize, by then we have a directive where they are not going to be buying the maize from the farmers, which really, just common sense, it would be such a win-win for the farmers, because then they are able to get some money from having farmed the year round, but also for the government, because then it would have the maize, it would be able, this maize would go towards food security. So when you have such a decision, then it's important for us to understand what really would inform such a decision. 4 million bags of maize, when they have not mopped up the maize in the country, then surely, there is either somebody at the, whoever is making this decision, be it at the CS level, at the cabinet level, I'm not sure at what level it's made, but it seems like a stupid decision.
Senator Kihika, please check the language. Check the language you are using.
What's wrong with stupid?
We want to make sure that we are all on parliamentary language. But make your point.
It doesn't seem to make sense. Is that better? Okay. It's just a decision that seems immoral, if you ask me. And if that's a problem, I don't know what word to use, because that's what I mean. It seems like a decision, really. It's one of those things that you cut off your nose to spite your face. Because when you have farmers with maize rotting in their farms, but the government is proceeding to buy maize from outside the country, either now we are completely just acknowledging and accepting corruption, because what else could this really be? Or, in the alternative, we are punishing some people from some areas, because we all know where maize grows in this country. But we may not want to acknowledge that, but I hope that for once, this committee can get to the bottom of really what is this that is going on, so that we can save our farmers, because agriculture, farming, is one of the biggest pillars in this country. Thank you, Ms. Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I think I don't see any other requests on that one. So, oh, sorry, I have Senator Omogeni.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I first want to join my colleagues in thanking the Chair of Legal and Justice Affairs Committee, Senator Cherarke, for raising this very important question on agriculture. Madam Speaker, we all know that there is this slogan that says that agriculture is the backbone of our economy. And I think the statistics indicate that about 35% of our GDP is actually on agriculture. So agriculture plays a very important key role in sustaining our economy. That cannot be gainsaid. And I think, Madam Speaker, the policies of our good government should not just look at economic success, but we also want to give happiness to the farmer. I will not be very quick in condemning my good friend, the Minister for Agriculture, because I don't know what informed his decision of saying that the government will not buy maize from farmers. But whatever policy that we come up with as a government must be geared in ensuring that we make our farmers happy. And at times, Madam Speaker, under this new constitution, under this new government, and I hope Senator Cherargei is listening, at times, you know, banging tables and saying you will cause hell may not take us very far. But sitting down and engaging government can achieve a lot for the people you represent. For the past 2 weeks, Madam Speaker, I've had serious engagements with the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Munya, on issues dealing with tea. Because farmers from Nyamira have had a lot of suffering, even as they engage in tea farming, including the...
What's your point of order, Senator Cherargei?
Is it in order for my good learned senior Senator Okongo Mugeni saying that this way of engaging the government is let's say, is wrong, rather than having tea and mandazi in the office of overseers? Is this a wrong way to do?
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of order, Murkomen.
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for Senator of Nyamira, Madam Speaker, to try and demean this House? Demean this House that this is not the right way to engage a cabinet secretary, and instead we should go have a one-on-one with the cabinet secretary, when indeed, Mr. Speaker, we were elected to use this House, Madam Speaker, to address the concerns that we have. And more importantly, can the Senator of Nyamira disclose his relationship with the cabinet secretary, both as his client and as his classmate, so that he cannot advise Cherargei to take advantage of what he cannot get?
Okay, can the Senator of Nyamira clarify?
Yes.
I didn't hear him talk about Mandaki and Chai, though.
Just like my good friend Senator Murkomen and Senator Cherargei, my colleagues in the legal profession, the CS for Agriculture, Honorable Munya, is a colleague in the legal profession. So we enjoy the same relationship with my colleagues. And
He is responding to a point of order. Please allow him to finish.
Yes, so Madam Speaker, these engagements from the leaders of Nyamira with the CS Agriculture has culminated in some regulations that have been gazetted by the Minister of Agriculture, where we are going to have a very democratic process of picking the leaders for tea farmers. We are going to have a good marketing system for our tea. We are going to have registration clerks in our tea collection centers, which will reduce the suffering that the farmers have been facing, whereby they have been waiting at tea buying centers for the KTDA to collect their tea for several hours. So, Madam Speaker, the point I'm making is that cabinet secretaries are there to serve people. When you walk into an office of a cabinet secretary, you don't need to go and take tea and mandazi. You go to an office that is sustained by taxpayers to advocate and pursue policies that should be helpful to your people. So in as much as we also want to use this forum, I want to emphasize that we should never create the impression that cabinet secretaries are not there to receive agitation and complaints from our people. Those are public offices, and they must be open to all of us. But over and above that, Madam Speaker, I also want to see our government being innovative. Madam Speaker, last November, we traveled with the Chair of Health to the US on an exchange program on agriculture. And I was impressed to see the way the American people have embraced technology in farming. We went to a family farm in Virginia, which was being managed by a fourth generation from that family. And all that they have been doing for a living has been agriculture. So let's also encourage our people to embrace the idea that agriculture can be a good source of income. You don't need to look at white-collar jobs only. You have heard there is a farmer in Karen. He had a choice of selling that land to real estate, like what has happened in Kiambu. All the former coffee farms are now estates. Runda used to be a coffee farm. But he has chosen to ensure that he is the largest milk supplier. And I think that's what the government should be doing, encouraging those who are engaged in farming to continue doing farming. In Nyamira, Madam Speaker, the average land per farmer is about 0.2% hectare. But we are among the largest producers of bananas in this country. Year in, year out, lorries will drive from Kisii, from Nyamira, bringing bananas to Nairobi. And we want to support the farmers in Uhuru'S Gishu. We know you are the largest producers of maize. And Madam Speaker, food security is very important, is very key to this country. So I hope that the Committee of Agriculture that will be given the opportunity to consider the issues, the very important issues that have been raised by Senator Cherargei, will come up with solutions that can help our farmers. I assure you, Madam Speaker, nobody is safe. If a country does not have food security, nobody is safe. All of us are not safe. So this is a very important issue, Madam Speaker, and I hope that as the committee looks into it, we will also have an opportunity of summoning the CS so that he can appear before us as the people's representatives and explain himself. With those remarks, I support, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think we end it there because we still have a statement, and remember we skipped the papers.